Today I'll be upgrading the front axle and changing the plastic housing and all the other parts that come with it. And I'll be upgrading the C-hubs, the knuckles, the lockers, and I got some good straps for it. So I'm going to take this apart and open all this up and be right back. As you can see, I took it apart, and the reason being mainly, besides it's all worn here, the servo under stress would move the whole part of the axle and it's loose, and I had to tie it down with tie wraps. Time for an upgrade. I'm going to strip this down and get back to you. Okay, so I took it all apart, cleaned up all the parts, and most of these I will not use because I am upgrading them, but the others seem to be in good condition, so I'll reuse them. Changed a few bearings, but because they were seized up or not very smooth. So let's start. Okay, we're going to start by installing the beef tubes inside the axle housing. Inserting them the correct way, because once they are in, they are difficult to get out. I like to grease them up on the outside as much as possible to avoid rust, corrosion with water. So just splash it on, and it will help it slide in slightly easier. This one is very easy. Some grease on the bearing. And that's it. Beef tube is all the way in. I like to make sure it's lined up. Okay. If you use beef tubes, never put a pin or whatever in here to line up the holes, because you will ruin the thread of the beef tubes. So that's one side. Do repeat on this side. Sorry, on this side. All the way in, and I must say they're going in very easy. Perfect. That's it. So the beef tubes are in. Now, next step. We're going to put in the gears, the dip gears in the back. Of course we have to assemble them. So we are not using the stock locker that came out. We're going to use incision ones. So line up the holes. The holes aren't square. They are more like a rectangle shape. Let me see if you can see them. There you are. This is it's horizontal, and the holes are vertical like this. The rectangle is vertical, and the rectangle here is horizontal. Bad lighting, sorry. So you have to line up the holes correctly here and here. So I'm going to put them horizontal, and put them together. Okay, nice and tight, bearing 1. And second bearing there, nice and smooth. Some grease on here just to get it damp with grease to avoid rust. I will flood the compartment with grease later. Okay, now is down here. Okay. I like to take them all the way with the screw, with the power driver, and then tighten them using it as a lever. Okay. Now we can slide in the shafts. I will not be using the old shafts anymore. They've seen their fair share of wear and tear. All these parts came from the rate originally, and whatever I upgraded I kept on the side. And one day when I decided to do the Rancho, I built it from the parts I had from the rate. So after 2 years of punishment, it's time to upgrade them. There's a lot of slack in them, but they worked hard and they did well, so change them. So I'm putting these in just like the rate. So, but before we put them in, I will take them apart and grease them up. And this is done very simply. Take the cover off. Push the pin out. Voila! It comes off. One more pin in there. And that's it. So some grease. Pointless putting a lot here because the minute you put it in here, it throws it all out, all excess out. Yeah. I like to put some in here. Line up the holes. I like to do this to make sure they're lined up, to make life easy, and they are, they're not. There you go. Now they are. So, lock the position and push the pin in. I lost the position. One more time. There you go. That's it. Now, apply a generous coating of grease in there. This is the main part that gets dirty, wet, and eventually clogs up with mud. So a generous coating of grease here will help a lot. And finally, put the cover on. There you go. And some more grease there. And before I put that in there, I'm going to try to push some grease in there. Well, some of it went in, and hopefully this will push. There you are. In fact, it's coming out from here, and hopefully it's pushing it all the way in, and we give it a nice generous coating from the inside as well. Okay, so I'm going to set up the other side of camera. Phone alarm, and there we are. Okay, the other side. Now, next step is for the knuckles. So this will be the other side. Here, up front. So we'll put the bushes in. Now, the trick I've learned is when you put the bushes in, they're going to fall out. So we put a dab of grease. Make sure I got enough on my hand to do the job. And this way they don't fall out. Bearings. Oops, hang on. Some grease on them. There you go. Nice. There. Nice. There you go. I'm going to do the other side and close this up. I'm going to do this off camera. Okay, it's all on. Very smooth. Grease hands. Very smooth, very loose, as in not stiff. Okay, I'm very happy with that. Now, I put one of these on, the shock mounts, I'll put the other one on now. Shock mounts on. I'm not going to put the cover on right now because I painted the div guard from the inside because the outside is pointless and I'm waiting for it to dry. But the next time you see this, it will be fully mounted with the steering rods, with the div guard, ready to go back into the rancho. Until then. As you can see, I have assembled the front axle. The steering links were replaced because the ones I had manufactured myself are now rubbing against the pumpkin and it was restricting the steering movement. I took it out yesterday. Performance, in my opinion, was very good. No more slack in the wheels and in the drivetrain. And I also tried out the new wheels. man tires, which I received recently and have since then assembled and already dirty and washed. So on the whole, it's sitting pretty good. I must say the extra clearance because of the bigger tires is helping, but I need to get used to it because the ride height is slightly higher now and I cannot lower the suspension more than it is. Something you get accustomed to as you drive along. So hope you enjoyed watching the video. Please comment below, subscribe, like. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching.